In Washington, a significant decision is taking shape. Despite persistent concerns that supplying Saudi Arabia with America's most advanced F-35 fighter jets could expose sensitive technology to China, President Donald Trump has signaled his approval and announced that the deal is moving forward. Inside the Trump administration, the debate continues. Officials worry that if Riyadh receives the F-35, Israel's long-standing military advantage in the Middle East could be put at risk. During the U.S. visit of Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, President Trump once again repeated America's intention. The kingdom, he said, will receive these aircraft. This isn't the first time the two countries have reached this point. A similar understanding was formed during Trump's first term, but the agreement never reached the finish line. After the latest meeting between President Trump and the Crown Prince, Trump confirmed that export licenses for the F-35 are now being processed. And he expressed hope that Saudi Arabia and the American defense company, Lockheed Martin, will finalize the deal soon. But this raises a bigger question. What makes the F-35 such an extraordinary fighter jet, one of the most advanced in the world? Why is Saudi Arabia so determined to acquire it? And why does Israel view this potential deal with caution, even concern? These are the questions we explore today. Stay with us. This is USMag. The F-35, a fighter jet unlike anything the modern battlefield has seen. Built by the American aerospace leader Lockheed Martin, this aircraft is often described as the most advanced combat jet ever produced. Its defining strength begins with stealth, specialized shaping, radar-absorbing materials, and cutting-edge onboard systems allow it to slip past enemy radar, almost unseen. And its mission profile is equally calculated. The F-35's first strike targets enemy air defense systems, disabling them before they can even react. Only after neutralizing those defenses does it move in to hunt enemy fighter aircraft. The company calls it the world's most lethal, survivable, and connected fighter jet. And much of that power comes from the combination of stealth design, advanced sensors, and lightning-fast computing. The jet can detect threats from remarkable distances, giving commanders the advantage of planning and executing precise, efficient operations. Nations across the world, from the United Kingdom and Australia, Italy, Canada, the Netherlands, Norway, and Denmark, all partner with the United States in producing this aircraft. It is widely known as the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter. This fifth-generation supersonic aircraft is built for dominance. Its ability to strike long-range targets with precision places it among the most capable jets in active service today. Lockheed Martin describes the F-35 Lightning II as the most formidable fighter they have ever built, combining stealth, advanced detection, a wide weapons range, and impressive operational endurance. There are three versions of this aircraft: F-35A, F-35B, and F-35C. The F-35A operates from standard runways. It is the primary model used by the U.S. Air Force. The F-35B brings something extraordinary: vertical landing, similar to a helicopter. This makes it ideal for short or restricted spaces, including amphibious warships. It is flown by the U.S. Marine Corps, Italy, and the United Kingdom. The F-35C marks a milestone: the U.S. Navy's first carrier-based stealth fighter and the world's only fifth-generation aircraft designed specifically for aircraft carriers. Armed with a 25mm cannon, powerful air-to-air missiles, and nearly a ton of precision-guided bombs, the F-35 is built for a wide range of missions. And with its enormous engine, it reaches Mach 1.6, almost 2,000 kilometers per hour, even when fully loaded with weapons and fuel. Its systems are equally advanced: an ESA radar, an electro-optical targeting unit, and a helmet-mounted display that allows the pilot to literally see data everywhere they look. The electronic warfare suite can detect, track, and jam enemy radar, and even disrupt incoming attacks. Stealth coatings keep it hidden, allowing it to operate inside hostile airspace with minimal risk of detection, a first for USMag carrier-based aircraft. A network-enabled mission system allows the jet to share real-time information with other aircraft and allied units. Its wide wings and reinforced landing gear help it launch rapidly from naval carriers. Inside, the engine is the most powerful ever installed in a fighter jet, enabling attack runs at speeds up to 1,200 miles per hour. And in terms of firepower, 2 missiles can be mounted beneath the wings, with 4 additional missiles carried inside the aircraft's internal bay. This is the F-35, stealth, speed, precision, and a new chapter in modern aerial warfare. President Trump offered new clarity on a topic that has stirred debate across the region. He noted that the F-35 model under consideration for Saudi Arabia would be nearly identical to the version Israel already flies, a detail carrying enormous strategic weight. President Trump emphasized that both Saudi Arabia and Israel remain among Washington's closest partners. And while he acknowledged Israel's preference for Saudi Arabia to receive a less advanced variant, he made his own position unmistakably clear. To him, both nations are key allies, and both, he said, should have access to America's most capable fighter jets. But this decision doesn't unfold in isolation. President Trump has recently urged Israel to support his proposed framework for peace in Gaza. Approving an F-35 package for Riyadh could test that relationship, introducing a new level of tension and unease in Jerusalem. Israel is one of the few countries in the world already operating the F-35, a fighter jet that represents the cutting edge of modern air power. And just a few months ago, during the flare-up between Iran and Israel, these jets were deployed in real combat missions, showcasing their precision and dominance in the sky. However, a recent assessment from the U.S. Department of Defense has raised a separate concern. If Washington moves ahead with an F-35 agreement for Saudi Arabia, analysts warn there is a risk that China could gain insight into sensitive technologies, given its growing defense ties with the kingdom. It is a possibility that American officials are watching closely. Why does Saudi Arabia want the F-35? Many observers believe the Trump administration may push this deal forward within the next few years, a decision that could significantly reshape military dynamics across the Middle East. For Saudi Arabia, the pursuit of the F-35 is not new. Riyadh has been seeking access to this aircraft for years, but Israeli objections repeatedly stalled the process. Today, Saudi Arabia is already one of the largest buyers of American weapons. But the F-35, the crown jewel of U.S. air power, has remained just out of reach. The kingdom's interest stems from a clear strategic vision to modernize its armed forces, to expand its influence across the region, and to ensure it can counter rising threats, especially the simmering rivalry with Iran. The advanced stealth, surveillance, and combat capabilities of the F-35 fit directly into these long-term objectives. Saudi Arabia has also been deeply involved in operations in Yemen, targeting Houthi forces during years of conflict. While the fighting has quieted for now, the situation remains unpredictable. And for Saudi commanders, access to a next-generation fighter jet isn't simply about prestige. It's about readiness. It's about having the tools to respond quickly, should the conflict reignite. In the Middle East, the balance of power is shifting, and with it, a quiet tension is growing among Israel's leaders. The potential sale of F-35 fighter jets to Saudi Arabia has raised serious concerns in Jerusalem. Israeli officials warn that such a move could chip away at the country's long-held military advantage in the region. Observers say that providing Saudi Arabia with these advanced jets could significantly alter the strategic balance across the Middle East, a scenario that has prompted unease among several Israeli authorities. Israel had been preparing to normalize relations with Riyadh, a step that might have opened new diplomatic channels with the broader Muslim world. In return, Saudi Arabia was expected to receive a comprehensive security package from the United States. As part of this package, the kingdom would gain fifth-generation stealth fighters, the F-35. This deal would have strengthened ties between Saudi Arabia and Washington, and potentially opened a new chapter in Israel-Saudi relations. Yet, in the midst of these calculations, President Trump appears to be moving forward without prioritizing Israel's concerns. Nawaf Obaid, a senior fellow at King's College's Department of War Studies, explained, Trump will not delay or block weapons and equipment sales just because of Netanyahu. Israeli military officials have echoed these worries, stating, the supply of F-35 aircraft to Saudi Arabia is a source of concern for our armed forces. For years, an unspoken rule has existed. No country in the region should possess fighter jets or capabilities comparable to Israel's. We are not exaggerating the gravity of the situation, they added, but this is not a development that benefits Israel. Meanwhile, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has stressed his commitment to peace. We want peace for Israelis and peace for Palestinians. We want both sides to coexist in this region, and we will make every effort to achieve this goal. It is important to note that Saudi Arabia has repeatedly stated it will not normalize relations with Israel until a Palestinian state is established. Could this sale be stopped? Even if the president approves the transfer of F-35s to Saudi Arabia, the U.S. Congress holds the power to block the agreement. Some lawmakers may attempt to intervene. Yet, President Trump has made his position clear. He supports providing these jets to Saudi Arabia. In doing so, he appears to overlook Israel's long-standing military edge in the region. For decades, the United States has ensured that Israel maintains access to the most advanced weapons, preserving its strategic advantage over neighboring countries. In the shifting sands of Middle Eastern geopolitics, every decision, every sale, every aircraft can tip the balance of power and reshape the future. Who operates the F-35? Lockheed Martin has supplied its F-35 fighter jets to multiple countries, including the United States Air Force, the Navy, and the Marine Corps. Other nations whose air forces currently operate the F-35 include the United Kingdom, Australia, Italy, Canada, the Netherlands, Norway, Denmark, Belgium, Poland, Romania, the Czech Republic, Greece, Singapore, Japan, Israel, Finland, South Korea, Switzerland, and Germany. According to a report from the United States Government Accountability Office, GAO, the U.S. has placed orders for 2,700 F-35 jets so far, with 900 of these aircraft already delivered. The GAO report estimates that the price of a single F-35 fighter jet is $82.5 million. Additionally, operating the jet costs over $40,000 per flight hour. This makes the F-35 one of the most expensive fighter jets in the world today. The report also notes that the cost of the program has been steadily rising each year. The expected operational lifespan of the aircraft is 66 years. Experts in security and defense have raised concerns about the sustainability of maintaining such an expensive fleet over its long service life. Israel has described the Lockheed Martin F-35 as a game changer in modern air combat. In the past, Elon Musk referred to these American jets as scrap before later joining the U.S. government. He also criticized the manufacturers of the F-35, calling them fools. The F-35 program is considered the most costly military aviation program in the world, attracting scrutiny both for its price tag and its combat capabilities. In 2017, then U.S. Secretary of Defense James Mattis had to defend the program after President Trump, before taking office, criticized the aircraft's $100 million price tag. The United States has made a massive financial investment in the F-35 program. It is planned to continue until 2070, with a projected total cost of $1.5 trillion. If you found this breakdown insightful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to USMag, and don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below.